Good Luck With That, a podcast about women skateboarding. I'm Ashley Rayfeld.
I'm Nora Vasconcelos.
I am Alex White.
And today we have Fabi Delfino, a skateboarder, a daredevil, a Floridian, a very cool human. We're so lucky to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here with my heroes in the flesh on the couch. Thank you guys
We
for
wish you were
having
on
me.
this couch,
I know.
but that's okay.
It's probably warmer.
Next time.
I just learned something kind of cool. Your last name means dolphin?
Yeah, it's dolphin in Italian.
I didn't know that. And
I
now
know.
this all makes so much sense. Your first board graphic.
The Dolphins.
But you're Venezuelan.
Yeah, I'm Venezuelan.
Yeah.
My whole family's from Venezuela, and I was born in America. My brother and I were born in Miami.
And we got to talk. Your brother is also a professional skateboarder.
He is, yeah. He goes by Pedro. I'm not sure if you know of him or met him.
Yeah, maybe not.
I'm
He
kind
goes
of
by
I'm the
Pedro, or
bigger
his name
sibling.
is Pedro?
His name is Pedro.
And he
Pedro
goes-
the fifth.
Is he fifth?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah. All my grandparents, like the dads, are Pedro.
Does he have a middle name?
Yeah.
Pedro.
But enough about Pedro.
Yeah,
Just women in skateboarding.
Yeah. I feel like often a lot of people love to get into an interview with you by talking about your brother.
Yeah.
And I'd love to say for those listening, this is exactly why we have this show, because today it is about Bobby and why we find you to be one of our most exciting skateboarders of 2025. It's been a big year for you, and I'm really excited to talk about some of the things you've been up to and some of the things you're hoping to get to in 26. So yeah, talk about, you just came off one of maybe your best parts I've ever seen. I think we watched your parts all last night, and it felt like it was like
Anthology.
the anthology.
Crazy.
I wouldn't call it like the opus, but it was like, it felt like it was like your album where, you know, you had the indie album that helped introduce everybody to like your style of skateboarding and what you're up to, and people were like, okay, I'm into this. And then all of a sudden the sponsors came in and you got more production value and more time and more trips and built another part out. And then all of a sudden the like big record label came in and we're like, we're gonna like give you time to work on this album. We're gonna travel you and take you all over the world. And it just showed that you like had reached this like complete peak of bringing it all together. And it was just such like an incredible part that I was just like, can I watch that one more time? Like right after it finished, it was like, let's do that again. So I just want to congratulate you.
Thank
Super
you,
hard
Ashley.
work.
Yeah,
Very well
that-
received.
I like the way you put that. The indie label, the record, like that's a good way to put it. It's kinda
You're
how
on the
it feels.
charts. You're
you.
you're up on the top Billboard right now.
Thanks.
You've gone platinum a few times.
Shit, it feels good.
I know.
Trying
It
to go
should.
double platinum.
I wanted to ask you, because this part, you've worked with Shari White.
Yeah.
On 2 videos. Credits, which was the Vans video, and now the Volume 4, Down Straight Up.
Three videos.
What was the other one?
The first one was my skate witches part.
Oh, your Skate Witches
Yeah,
part with
she
Shari,
she
too.
filmed not all of it, but she filmed most of it, and then she edited it.
What's different about working with a friend, a homie, a woman filmer, Shari White?
That's something I'm like kind of newly discovering, because I never really had friends who actually filmed, let alone like women in skating. So yeah, just putting all in one has been really sick. So someone like Shari, who's a great friend and then also just so talented, it's way different from anything else that I've worked with, because you could actually be yourself, you know. So it's been really fun, and yeah, she's a great guideline and great director.
Yeah. Do you feel like Shari gets, you said like I can be myself more. Can you like elaborate a little bit about what it feels like to somebody that knows your skating, that knows your capabilities, versus maybe filming with a stranger, a guy, a random team
Yeah.
filmer? Yeah.
Well, because Shari and I probably share the same inspiration. You know, like maybe not all women find it, but I find inspiration in other women skaters. So I think probably just right off the bat, without even knowing each other, we already share so many interests and inspiration. So I don't feel like she's there's different expectations from someone like Shari versus like Bill Strobeck, for example. And that is super helpful, because I don't feel insecure.
Yeah.
And I could take my shirt off around Shari. And I don't think I could do that with
And she knows what it's like to be on your period while you're trying to film a trick.
100%. And I can talk about my period with
It's pretty wild because every trip's a little bit different, and you have trips that are really just set up just to film, and then you have other trips that are set up that have campaigns or product shoots or demos or a huge crew. Like you'll be on a crew with like 12 other skaters. And so if it's a 7-day trip, you maybe have one opportunity to skate the one thing that you want to skate on that trip. So yeah, I think it's hard because I do think time is of the essence, and you travel halfway across the globe and you maybe walk away with like a 30-second clip, and that can be pretty exhausting and tiring. But like Fabi's saying, when you have a filmer that you see eye to eye with, who can capture your personality, that you're not scared to like be comfortable and be yourself around, it like completely changes the game.
Yeah, you actually feel seen almost. That's a
Yeah.
good point, the personality thing.
Yeah, I've had issues in the past where I feel really frustrated, and I don't know if it's just because I was filming like with men in particular, but for me, like my personality I think is a huge part of like filming video parts and my skating and like how I want to be seen. So if things are too serious, or if I'm trying to like describe what you should be filming of me, especially like in the B-roll space, I'm like, this isn't gonna work.
Totally.
Like, if that makes sense.
Do you feel like you like are kind of like trying to like prove to them like you're worthy of their time sometimes? Like with
Totally,
Shari, it's
totally.
like this is your friend who like knows how legit, how like serious, and knows what's at risk for you at the spot. Like she's showing up being like, Fabi's coming out and trying her hardest for this trick. I feel like sometimes when you get assigned a filmer on a trip, or like they're there and you know them, they're used to filming with people who are in a different stratosphere of skateboarding, and then all of a sudden it's like you're wasting their time if you can't get the trick. And there's something that like then that now you have that mental hurdle to like hop over. You already have enough. So yeah, there's always that too.
That's like a super difficult aspect. And I think for so long, like I think being a woman and like being allowed on these trips or invited on these trips, the amount of stuff that you're willing to sacrifice for like your personal like expression, it's pretty crazy. Like you get to the point where you're like I've had moments where I'm on a trip and I'm like down bad. Maybe I got hurt or it's my period, and it like the amount of time it took for me to be like, I need to text my TM and just say I'm going to meet up with them 2 hours late, because I'm like literally like my uterine wall is like falling out. Like that's a whole thing that like
I'm shedding.
yeah, I just
Sorry,
feel like
I'm
that's
eating,
crazy to like have to say, and it's hard to like not be comfortable enough to say that. But I don't know. I just hope that changes.
Well, 100%. There's like performance, like there's science finally happening around athletes and their periods and what that does to your performance. Your balance is not fully there. Your hormones and your decision making and your ability to just feel like fully in control of your body, which is so deeply fundamental. Like you have to be in tune with the whole head to toe experience of skateboarding.
And you have to find a bathroom.
That too.
And
No,
you're like
I'm
literally
serious.
no.
Let's talk about
You know how many?
insane.
We could take this out later, but I've had to change my tampon in a bush. Like we're not always stopping. Fucking, especially like if you're the only girl in the van, like.
Which is likely.
Which is most. Yeah, it's still kind of
99.8% of the time.
Yeah.
But this
89.
project
Yeah.
was so much different because
Yeah,
it's
totally
an
different.
all women's video, which is really rare. I mean, their guys had guest clips, which I thought was a great way to flip the script. But talk about being able to skate with somebody like Ruby Lily. Like the two of you didn't really know each other before this project.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this like was the funnest experience ever filming for any part. Like I had the most fun skateboarding, period. And then also, like, no pun intended. And I had the best time skateboarding filming. So it was just an all-around awesome time. And I think about why. And it for sure was the crowd around. And Ruby and Shari. And it was definitely like I had known Shari before. So I was like already comfortable. But, yeah, Ruby's just so fun. You know, she's 10 years younger than me. But we share this, like I said, the same... We're from the same cloth almost.
Is she from Florida too?
No, she's from Maryland, Baltimore.
Okay.
And it shows.
East Coast.
How does it show that she's from
Yeah.
It's in the
You'll
old
know.
bay she carries around in her purse.
Yes. The big thing for me was Monster put so much emphasis on making this video, so much budget. And I was like, all I have to do is do my thing.
Yeah.
So that was, I mean, there's pressure there, but I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to do my thing, you know?
It really looked like you were skating stuff that you really wanted to skate.
Yeah.
And I felt like there was this like well-roundedness to that, and like I think that's like one of the hardest things is sometimes with those video projects, there's too many cooks in the kitchen. And I've experienced that like firsthand where it's like, just listen to me. Like, I just want to skate this thing.
Yeah,
like, you guys don't have to try hard to create a place or space or think if I can do something at this spot or not. Like, I know what I'm capable of. And I feel like that video is such a good testament to they listen to you.
Fully.
Like, it doesn't, like, there's no disjointedness. Everyone's skating super well. I like the mixture of like park skating and street skating. I don't know. I just felt like there's this unison there.
Yeah.
Seamless.
Yeah, seamless. Do you think you've seen, like, have you felt like a seamless experience? Kind of similar to what I've just described?
Have I had that happen
Yeah.
before? Yes. Is it happening for me most of the time?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, and as someone who works in the industry, puts together trips, and kind of the like back end of it is that there's these moments that you have to like drive content around product. You're gonna release a product, you got to put out a video.
That's a job.
But
a job.
Yeah.
but it's like it's an amount of like, so they're gonna put together like there's all these like quotas throughout the year that we got to do these trips to get this content. What is clear about the monster part though is that you said they put a lot of funding into it, but the funding was you were given time, you were given agency to pick someone that would pair with you, and you were given funding to really like make it work for you. And as a result of that, the product and the video piece is incredible. And we see that again, like all the time, like women's sports, it's like, well, the product's always good. Like it's been there. It just wasn't like given the right money, resources, and time to show up in the right way. And we're at this kind of really cool point in women's skateboarding where those in the industry that get it, see if we give the time, the resources, we trust the writer to tell us what their needs are. And we don't necessarily only put them on a trip with 10 other dudes, 8 dudes, and say, hey, can you guys like share 7 days and share spots and figure out a way that like you can skate the same spot as that person and that person. And all of a sudden you're going to maybe get that 3-second clip you traveled all the way around the world for.
Totally.
Where you became the priority. And guess what? That video part shows that you're the priority. And it's just so incredible to see.
And it's also like trust the vision, right? Like trust
the artist.
Trust Fabi's vision. Trust Ruby's vision. Trust Shari's vision. Because it's like you're not here like by accident,
Right?
Like you did everything to be where you are. So
This
you
is
know
20
what
years in the making.
Yeah, you know what you want to skate. Like,
and the thing I think is half of it is maybe the industry thinks that we just started skating 5 years ago because that's when they maybe started paying attention. But you've been skating since you were a kid, same. So it's like I've been known what's up. Like we just showed up, so don't think that like we don't need our hand held, you know?
I mean,
like, trust us.
Again, it's all about the van. And skateboarding, it's like a lot of travel. You're either on the plane or in the van. Only so many people can fit in a van. And you have to account for like the filmer, the photographer, and then like the rest of the team that can fill in the van. Then that means you're traveling, so you're staying overnight somewhere. Then that's a hotel room. Yeah. So you share hotel rooms. Well, if it's a female, they're going to share for safety a room with another woman. Just better policy, better experience.
Logistics.
But I've literally directly heard, well, we can't invite 3 women because then that would throw off the hotel rooms and that would blow the budget.
Do they know how much women like to have sleepovers?
Yeah. But like
my entire personality when I was 11 years old was centered around sleepovers. I had the American Girl book about sleepovers. I knew the snacks we were eating on sleepovers.
So fun.
Guess what? Let us have sleepovers.
I know.
We are adaptable creatures.
Yeah. It's just crazy that only there's room for 2 or 1.
Yeah. There's room for 8 in that room.
You know, but
that's right.
Part of it is though
sleepover.
It's like
a disco
I'm
ball.
so lonely on trips because I'm the only person in my room. Yeah, and, like all the guys are like having a little slumber party and
boys like slumber parties too.
Yeah, they love it. You know,
literally everybody likes slumber parties.
Everyone loves a slumber party,
especially a work slumber party.
Yeah, and it's good
in one bed.
You know, like
5 girls, 1 bed.
Also, like the business case is there. Like the more you put into the resources of more women or gender expansive people on a trip, the more that they're going to reach this unique market that is only their audience that wouldn't have been invited in by the same typical 8 rotation people on that roster. And so you miss this whole like kind of like system where one, it's about you and your experience, but it's also about like the business of this whole thing. That's why we're here. And you're missing that. Like you could be growing a whole new like customer basis out of this. So I don't understand if it doesn't fit people's values. Like literally we see the numbers pull in, but the values aren't there, and it's like it doesn't fit their version of skateboarding, so they leave the money on the table. That part's crazy. So that's just like the industry thing.
But speaking of which, I used to work at NHS. Santa Cruz Skateboards is Fabiana's sponsor, and I used to see how many boards she would sell every year. And she was the number 3 board seller behind the reissues, which are classic skateboards, and then Eric Winkowski also on the team, and then it was Fabi. Thousands of units a year were Fabiana Delfino boards. So obviously there was demand for Fabi, and I think that part of that demand, if I was going to articulate it, is that you have a certain style of skateboarding and approach to skateboarding, and maybe it's hard to do, but can you describe like how you like to skate?
I think I'm pretty aggressive. Yeah, I'm pretty aggressive. I don't think it's just skateboarding. I just naturally am kind of aggressive. Like when I played soccer, I kind of had the same attitude, but that's probably the best way I could put it. I just have fun with it. I just been skating for so long, so I just, however you want to describe it is
well, it's pretty like pure. Like
Yeah.
watching Fabi skate is like watching somebody like do the thing that they're supposed to do.
Yes.
But there's also this like uninhibitedness of you're gonna slam. Like we all do skateboarding, we all slam, but like there's a part of it that I think is part of your style in the sense of like you don't hold anything back. And it's very exciting, and it makes your ability levels higher than a lot of other people. And I just feel like you're constantly like growing and pushing yourself. Like every like we were talking about, every video part is better and better, but yeah, you also have a unique style because you kind of skate everything, and it's just refreshing.
Yeah, you two kind of skate in similar terrain. Yeah. And what's interesting, what I think about the terrain that you all skate is like a lot. It's terrain, you know.
ATV.
And look, you're a street skateboarder through and through, so don't get me wrong. But like, there was a lot of like, there's this like unwillingness to accept that a lot of skateboarders like learned how to skate at the skate park. Yeah, so a lot of their like trick selection and terrain style that they're going to choose is like from this earlier experience at the park. And I think what's cool about your trick selection has like, you can kind of see where the transition of the skate park is, and then you find the craziest spots that don't look like a skate park to skate, and you like seamlessly bring this fun.
Yeah, you make it like
said,
fluid, and you're skating fast and
slamming. How are your elbows right now?
They're completely dark, and
I would love to see
gnarly.
a shot of your elbows.
Let's show.
They're just really dark, and I just keep adding. Yeah, a little bit of swellbo. I wish I had more.
Well, every time I see Fabi, I always think you look so cool in like every clip because your elbows are like shot. Like you can tell that you've been slamming, and it's actually like an indicator. I feel like, you know, people look at skateboarding at scuff marks on shoes. I'm like, look at the elbows.
That's true. Yeah. But that's something I had to kind of get past, because once I really started like in my teens, and you know, skating for me I wasn't trying to go pro. It was just something I enjoyed doing. But then you're like enjoying this thing that's also freaking up your body, and you're doing this thing that you love, and you're actually getting like roughed up. And you know, my mom's like, Fabi, like, here's the scar cream. And so part of it is like,
she's like, what about your wedding day?
No. Nora, exactly.
No, I've literally had
true.
that.
It's a thing.
They're like, well, what about your wedding day? Like, I'm like, 100%. What are you literally, what are you talking about?
The one day in your whole life.
That one day in your whole life, you're supposed to be a princess. And your elbows look like that? I'm like,
it's
wow.
distracting. And that's part of the thing where I had to just accept, like, I mean, when am I going to quit this thing that I love? You know, but also knowing that it goes down to the psychology of being a woman, right? It's like letting go of the vanity, being okay. Like when people don't know what I do, and then they'll look at my elbow, and people could find that ugly. I mean, I don't. It's my tattoos, but
do people ask if you're safe? If they need to call someone for you?
No, I wish they did.
Domestic abuse. They're like, why are you
I got
so
that in
bruised?
High school.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Well,
no, you did not.
Yeah.
From skateboarding.
Yeah, I had an incident where like I had run into a grown man on a scooter at a skate park. And I had these like 2 marks on my forearms, like mid forearm, and I had a teacher kind of like be like, "What's that from?" I was like, "If you must know, I was skateboarding, and I had a grown man run into me with handlebars." And I don't think like it made it. Like I don't think that helped really at all. I think she was still like confused. But yeah, I mean, we put our bodies through a lot, and I do think like I had so many even like girlfriends who were like, does that bother you? And I was like, no, it really doesn't. Like our bodies are like designed to be used.
Totally.
And if vanity is your thing, that's totally cool, but it's okay that it's not mine or ours.
I want to ask you a little bit about your roots. You grew up in Florida, skating like a prefab park that now is in risk of getting demolished or, you know, whatever. Can you talk about how that park shaped you and, you know, where it put you?
The prefab park, I started skating at 18.
Okay.
But basically my home park, I grew up in Boca Raton, and they had a skate park there. It was a memorial park that a family had donated to the city. And it was basically built by rollerbladers. Mm-hmm. So the transition was all weird, but I didn't kind of care or know. And then I was a little bit too young to skate, but my brother started going, and then we started rollerblading there. And yeah, that park, I would go there just as much as I would spend time in school. Yeah. And I loved it. It was fenced, and it had all these like quirky little things. And then I was 18, and I was the oldest person at the park, only girl. So I'm like skating with these tween boys, and they loved me. They followed me around. I loved, because I didn't grow up with that attention. It was like later girl. And then I started like being the only person skating there. And I was like, frick. I was like, I have to go to this other town that has the prefab park. Okay. And then actually that's when I started getting better at skating. Yeah. Like actually alling into stuff. Yeah. I got better at skating like after 19. Yeah.
So sick.
Well, you started pretty young. You and your brother both started like around 12?
I started rollerblading at like 7 and skateboarding at 8.
Of the rollerblading?
The rollerblading, Fabi, rollerblading is so sick.
It is really sick.
I can see it.
And it doesn't matter if it's like, I've seen you put skates on like recently. And it's,
we went to Seat Camp.
Yeah, we went to this park in Oregon. Yeah. We were on a trip. We were on a skate trip. And
you were shredding too, Nora.
Yeah, it was just different. You just had a different flow.
You were on the
I was like Bambi on ice, and Fabi was like was not.
Film this.
Fabi was like doing tricks.
Was Brink in your era of
Okay. Oh, for sure.
I mean, I love
it. Was
Brink,
actually based off of Fabi.
Oh, I wanted to be. Her name was Gabriella, right? That chick. She was so sick. She was the only chick.
Yeah, but who was the chick from X Games? Who was
Fabiola?
Fabiola was the only chick in X Games. And she was a rollerblader or inliner.
Right. I'm so happy you know this.
Yes, and we would watch the X Games, and like we would literally watch the rollerblading because it was the only thing that there was a chick in.
I think you touched on a good point though. The process, right? The process is different for every skateboarder when they're approaching any challenge that's ahead of them too. Are you a huck and pray, or are you methodical? Like, how do you approach something new that you're trying to film?
I think now I'm probably more methodical now, because I do have to, as I get older, just realize that I have to, if I want this to last, I have to be just like conscious about what I'm doing. I can't just throw myself at something. And I also don't feel like I have to. I don't feel like I'm in a hustling mentality like maybe I felt like when I was coming up. So now I'm probably more methodical, but I'm really confident right now because I now know what my limits are and then maybe can push them. But yeah, I feel like I'm kind of dancing that line right now.
Yeah. What's your process like?
What is your...
wow.
I want in.
My process is more mental, honestly, than it is physical. Or at this point in my life. And I think that's like kind of circumstantial, but I think after like breaking my ankle years ago at this point, I don't know. I think like it was 18 years of skating until I broke my first bone.
Incredible record, dude.
Thank you.
Should be proud.
You actually
am.
should
truly
be.
So
I am. No, I really am.
Shows how good you are. Truly.
Yeah.
Thank you. But I think the circumstance of breaking my ankle was this thing of like I literally visualized it before I did it. And I think my mind and like my law of attraction, like I think my ability to manifest is kind of insane. And I've seen this in other areas of my life. But right now I'm at a place where I like feel good. My body feels super good. But let's say I'm skating a spot and something feels like really wrong. Or the day feels really wrong. Or whatever. Especially if I'm like just home skating. or if I'm visualizing hitting my head or getting hurt, I have to stop.
Yeah.
I have to
Spot
stop
on.
because it's like you pull that shit in. And I also think that for a long time, as we're like growing up and like finding ourselves in our careers and pushing our limits, yeah, you take a lot of risk. Like you take so much risk for maybe a reward or in order to like land a trick at a contest or in order to do it at this spot. And I love that. I think that's like the way to do it a lot of the times. But yeah, I think age totally dictates a lot of that.
Totally.
And yeah, I want to be able like to skate the next day, you know, like
Yeah.
for me, it's like so much about longevity and being able to do this stuff for another 15 years or whatever, you know. So.
I think the longevity question is interesting too, because skateboarders for a long time were too cool to work out, to stretch, to do anything. Do you guys like, do you take care of your body now, like exercise in a way that maybe you didn't when you first started?
Yeah, I stretch now. I have to stretch, but I've always been super, just into being healthy, like physically.
Aren't you running? Isn't
Yeah,
that the
I'm
new
a
thing?
runner.
I can tell, and it looks
Yeah,
good.
thanks.
Like there's like a whole mental
Yeah.
quality and physical quality.
Totally. It's a mental thing, and also just wanna. Yeah, part of it is longevity, and I mean it's fun to skate for exercise, but I'm like, I can't skate all the time.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like almost better to like have skate be its own thing.
Yeah, I agree.
How much are you running
I'll do like 3 miles.
a day?
I haven't ran in a month because I've been on trips.
Yeah.
And that's actually really hard, and I'm dreading going back to it. But
No, it's awesome.
I started off walking every day, and I'm like, frick, I wanna
You're like,
wanna
I wanna
get more.
run.
I wanna get aggressive. This isn't aggressive enough.
She's like a gazelle. She's trying to run.
And then just back in Florida, I was like, I'm gonna start running, and now I'm just love running.
Now she's a runner. She's a
I'm
track
runner,
star.
I'm a track star.
Are you doing more now too after the ankle break?
Oh yeah, I have. I'm just lazy. Like I am a potato of the couch. Like unless I'm doing something I want to do, like unless I'm surfing, skating.
Yeah, you surf.
Yeah,
Surfing is like softer on your body.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's such a good opposite. It's similar to skateboarding, but at the same time, it's so opposite. Like I'm naturally like way stronger upper body, so it's like an easier thing sometimes. Yeah, like I was a swimmer in high school, and so I feel like I'm just
That's sick.
designed to be in the water a little bit. But I think for me, it's really good for my mental and my physical and all that stuff. But playing golf, I really like. And then when it comes to like, I need more structure with moving my body. I go to the gym. I have like a trainer. Her name's
Perfect.
Ryan. She's fucking great.
Shout out Ryan.
I think it's really easy also to like just like be distracted. Like the amount of time, if like I'm having like an off day or a tired day, like the bad habits of phone and the bad habits of even sitting for too long and not like taking like rest in like a really intentional way. I think I have to do the same thing intentionally with like taking care of my body, just because with skating too, I think comes the traveling, like the drinking, the partying, the social aspect.
Yep.
That's a whole nother thing. And when you live this lifestyle where you're pushing yourself to your limits, and you know this because you've been filming for the past like 5 years, a ton of different parts, like celebrating other people. I feel like our lives can be a constant celebration, especially with all the people we know and like all their achievements. So it's like trying to counteract that lifestyle of indulgence. Like it is so rare for me to go out and do a trick right off the bat or like land the thing I wanted to land within an hour or 20 minutes or whatever. Like it's usually
Multiple trips.
a process or going back to the spot or this. So I think too, like sometimes when you are putting that like mental and physical pressure on yourself and that abuse, you want a reward
Yeah, so true.
more hardcore,
Yeah.
you know?
So true.
And then like also how many times are we going and doing this stuff and not walking away with a clip?
Oh my gosh.
Like
the
the
fail
amount
rate.
of failure that we deal with is kind of like the masochism.
Are you first try? Are you first timer?
I have a first try curse. I get really close or I land it the first few tries, but if that goes away, then it's tough.
Interesting.
And I do not repeat spots. Like I will battle.
You won't repeat a spot.
I don't like to come back. I've had to come back, but so much of skating for me is mental.
Is that how you are in relationships? Won't go back.
Once
Next
you're done,
That's your breakup process.
Next
No,
question.
I would love to just kind of like
Aggressive.
for the audience, like, okay, we got people hopefully are skaters on this like listening end or watching, and then we have people who maybe like don't skate. I'm not really sure, but please tell us who you are.
listener, right in.
Is like there's such a crazy level of superstition
Yeah.
in skateboarding that decides what you will and won't do. And what I've heard from you too, like there's a few things you have some rules
It is
on.
so-
And it doesn't
is
get better.
superstition.
It doesn't get
No.
better.
You think
Like,
it gets worse?
for sure.
I think so too. Ignorance is bliss, and once we know it all. It's
Once
like,
you
ugh.
realize like how bad it can be, it's like I don't know.
Like how far
Ignorance
does
is
it go?
bliss.
Does it go to equipment where you're like, I need a top
Actually,
color?
No
so you don't
black
go into
wheels?
equipment.
So actually, I see where you're getting at. I'm
No,
much.
just I want your whole like.
yeah, I'm
where-
more superstitious
Tell
about
us
the
your freak.
process, but I'm pretty much not superstitious about the gear.
Okay.
Yeah, me neither.
Okay.
Like,
I need my rings on, but
how do
That's
you?
actually something. So you have to have your rings on.
yeah, I do.
She gotta be.
but that's like
But I've had it.
the ring falling thing is terrifying sometimes. Like
Yeah,
hitting
yeah.
the
Oh,
concrete
yeah,
and the
yeah.
ring and the. Okay,
Yeah.
wait, we probably
Yeah, yeah.
shouldn't be talking about this.
Why?
Superstition, baby.
It's
You
interesting.
said you
Oh.
manifest this.
No, I think it's
gotta
interesting.
get
Okay,
carried
great.
out.
It
Let's
happened
keep going.
before, and I know the process now.
Okay.
What Fabi, what is like your if you're gonna skate a skateboard, do you want it brand new? Do you want it 2 weeks old? Have you ever re-gripped boards?
Never regripped.
Okay.
If I'm going on a trip to fresh boards.
Yeah.
VXs.
I don't. Yes, VXs. But recently I haven't skated VXs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for me, I can't go. For me, it's just like if I'm going on a trip, I want to make sure my trucks aren't gonna fall off. Like I don't want to skate a brand new board mid trip or
Totally.
brand new trucks or wheels mid trip.
Brand new trucks is like
That's tough.
It's the worst.
makes me unwell.
Yeah. But it's like something where it hasn't failed me yet, so I am still ignorant to it. So I don't think I'm superstitious about that.
Mm-hmm.
But I am superstitious, kind of, you were saying manifesting. I'm the same way. Like if I have,
Dude.
it's so good to be in tune with that. Cause I'm like, if I have any inkling, something doesn't feel right, I don't mind walking away.
And I think the one thing that helps me with that process is it's really easy to go down like the negative hole or the negative space. But I also think of, you know what? I'm going to land it this try.
Yeah.
Like visualizing the visualization of landing the trick. If I can be there, it's going to happen,
Yeah.
you know? But
cool
even
is
like,
that?
it's cool, but it's like a double-edged sword because there's like power with that. And there's also power on the other side of like going to the spot for the second time, being like, wow, it really sucked to walk away not landing it. And then you're like, I have to
worst.
come back a third time.
So much pressure.
And you have people there. You have your filmer who's shown up. You have a friend or two, someone else to skate with. You have your photographer who's probably already got the shot to some degree, but maybe you didn't wear the same outfit. You got to, like, it really is just like the intricacies of skating. I mean, it's like why we all do it, but
Yeah. Speaking
It's the
of
obsession.
equipment and hard goods, I think you started a company.
Yes.
You want to tell us about it?
Yep. So basically, me, Nicole Haas, Deanna Young, some skater girls, really cool chicas, we're all friends. Actually, you were there, Ashley, in the inception. So we basically have decided to start a collective manufacturing, aka hardware company called Loop Hardware. Stands for Left Our Own Party. And we basically made it, not because we needed hardware, but that's nice too, but kind of an excuse to bring us all together and be creative and just do our own thing. And yeah, we just went on a trip. Nora's on the team, by the way. We claimed
Oh.
Nora.
Oh,
Nora's
this
on
is
the
a
team.
Wow, the
breaking news.
announcement.
Breaking news
hey guys,
on Good Luck with That.
unsponsored.
I want to give this Loop sticker to
Shut
Nora.
You're joking. You're joking.
Love
Welcome
you.
to the team,
You're
baby.
on the team.
Love you.
Quit your
guys.
old sponsors.
Well, this is crazy for many reasons, but you guys just went on a trip and we'll go into this. They just did a massive trip all the way up to Vancouver, and I had prior arrangements and couldn't join this like power trip.
It was a power.
It was
Power
about as
trip.
yeah, it was like as big as it gets crew wise, but also just like the coolest thing ever. So I love you guys. I'm very excited about this.
We love Nora.
Welcome to the
Yeah.
team.
Welcome to the team.
I
We
feel
really
like-
missed you, Nora. on
I
that
feel like
trip.
I'm like sitting at the cool kids table.
But do you want to talk about the trip? Like what came of it? What happened? Bad highs, lows? Tell us the goss.
Yeah, it was definitely highs, lows. It was just every emotion ever. And I think going into it, it was a little bit of, there's no way this is going to actually happen. But we're like wishful thinking, that would be cool, that'd be cool. And then eventually people started agreeing. We started renting the van. Like we got the Airbnb. It just, everything was making sense. So I think we just used that momentum. And I mean, we obviously needed to get some content and just start the brand and not just have it like something that we talk about. So we thought, let's do a trip. And it was Nicole's idea to do a road trip. And then Monster was going to premiere that video in Vancouver. So it was just the stars aligning. And we got the crew. Pretty much everyone who was down is now on the team.
So
It was
cool.
kind of, and that's organic. And yeah, we got Poppy Star Olsen, legend, Australian legend, and we flew her out and she filmed for us. So we were filming ourselves, taking photos of herself, and Nicole drove. I got all the spots. I was the second filmer, so we did it all.
Yeah,
And
you all
so-
did
How
like
did
different
Jill, the
stuff.
pro snowboarder, tell us about Jill on
Jill
the team?
Perkins.
Jillian is funny. Jill is funny.
Jill's the best, but I feel like Jill is.
This is Jill Perkins, who's one of the gnarliest pro
Snowboarders of all
snowboarders.
time.
So gnarly.
Yeah, but Jill also skates, and I think a lot of people, like, unless you follow Jill, you wouldn't maybe know that. But I think the crossover that we have in our worlds with skating and surfing and whatnot, it's pretty potent, especially in like the women's scene. So yeah, I think it was really cool to see that. And another thing I kind of wanted to touch on that is more for like educational purposes is another reason why like doing your own brand, big, small, whatever it may be, like just using that as an opportunity to get everyone together and skating together. It's really important because a lot of us, our trips and our travel is dictated by sponsors, and a lot of that is like our shoe sponsors. Like in skateboarding, your shoe sponsor dictates a lot of who you're with, a lot of where you go, and it's top in your priority list, especially if you
definitely.
are getting a good paycheck. You're high, like they take up a lot of your time. So this trip's cool because obviously you ride for Etnies, some of the girls ride for Vans, some of the girls ride for Nike. So it's cool to like have that organic crew of people who are getting to, you know, go outside maybe the normal crew that they get to skate with. And
Yeah.
it's really nice because I feel like we've all been pulled in different directions the last few years.
You know, it's a weird thing, but I let things fly. It's like a survival thing. And I do a lot of recreational stuff. Like I like to party. I love my beer, and the guys love that. All my bosses love that.
I mean, I feel like there's this thing about male-dominated industries like ours, right? There's no willingness for them to change their behaviors to be more professional because it's part of the culture, right? So they're going to continue to behave the same ways, and boys club and all those things, because they're all still in the positions of power. They still determine who's on the team or not. Team managers really do have a lot of power when it comes to your career. And if you don't show up and blow up, drink beers after, you're not part of the crew. What's getting to me at this point too is that those guys are aging. And how does it look for them drinking beers at the bar with a 20-year-old girl? But some of them don't care.
Yeah.
And that's where you see the difference right now. The ones that don't seem to care, that are still upholding these cultural values, I feel like are really stagnating.
But a team manager too, to go back to the description, or like even being a boss of a brand manager, is like I always get frustrated with the experience that like a lot of young men in skateboarding get to be mentored by older professional skateboarders or people who've lived their lives. And it's amazing. It's cool. It's like you get to see like this, you meet this young individual and you help like bring them forward in their career. You help them be a better professional skateboarder. You help them be a better person at life. That's awesome. When it comes to women in that experience, having that one-to-one mentorship, it is not the same way that like these conversations about what it's like to live our lived experience as a woman don't happen. And because that team manager, whose job is to service the athlete, can't really relate to
They
what's
can't
going
relate,
on
yeah.
in your mind and body.
I think in every aspect, there's so many places that women could hold positions of power.
Yeah.
Totally.
So Fabi, speaking about like holding the door open, what is some stuff you're looking forward to in the future, and what are some people you're looking forward to seeing as they, blossom as skaters?
Well, I want to be a brand manager, and I want to be a boss. I want to pick the people on the van trip. That's my next stage of life.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, yeah, just sharing my knowledge, just passing it on, like, the people before me did to me, and just do that.
I like it.
Yeah, no holding hands, but a nice little guidance.
You can hold hands sometimes.
We love slumber parties, and we love holding hands.
We love holding hands.
Where can we find you?
You could find me on Instagram at Fabiana_Delfino. I'm not on TikTok.
Yeah.
And you could look at my blue verified check. Look at it.
She's verified, people.
Verified.
All right. So that was another episode of Good Luck With That, a podcast about women's skateboarding on the Women's Sports Network with iHeart. We're so happy to be here. We've got a lot of really exciting guests coming up. All right, everyone. Good luck with that.